Welcome to the Three Mouseketeers, the sibling podcast that understands your Disney addiction. I'm Jared.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Emily.
On today's episode, we're going to be talking about Animal Kingdom and some fun things to do if you're not interested in riding the rides at the park. But first, let's get into some trivia. Are you ready for this one?
Always.
Yep.
Okay. I chose this. You might know it. I know you're both extreme Disney fans, but some people might not know it. Okay, first off, just to preface the question, did you guys know that Mickey Mouse has a birthday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What is Mickey Mouse's birthday? Is it November 18th, December 5th, February 24th, or July 17th?
I can right off the bat roll out two of them.
I'm thinking rolling out February and July.
Yup. I 100% know those two are not it.
Okay, and what's your logic there? Why do you 100% know those aren't it?
Because they're not right.
Because I know his birthday is either November or December. I just
Okay.
Yes.
can't remember which.
I'm pretty sure it's November.
I think so too. What was the December one again?
December 5th.
5th. I think it's the November 18th one.
Okay, any reason why you're choosing that one?
For some reason, December 5th sounds familiar too, and I don't know why. But I'm still going with November 18th.
Okay, Amanda, you're going with November as well?
Yes.
Are you sure? You didn't sound too confident.
Well, I have a question.
Okay.
Are we talking about the day he was first released?
No,
Like,
we're talking about
what
his
we would
birthday.
sell that.
What Disney
on cartoons.
recognizes what
Disney,
Disney
not in-
recognizes Mickey's birthday as.
That's what I wanted to check. Is it in the cartoons or is it something in real life? You know what I mean?
It's
what I
his
wanted to
official birthday.
Okay. I say November 18th.
Okay, so first off, right out of the bat, you guys just dismissed February and July.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any reason why you dismissed those rather than just they don't sound familiar?
Yes.
Because of the time of the year. November, December is the time of the year when his birthday is.
Yes.
I remember us having a big celebration of his birthday, and it was I'm pretty sure it was in November.
See, if I'm being 100% honest, I had a coach growing up who shared a birthday with Mickey Mouse, and I know his birthday was either in November or in December.
There you go.
Okay. You guys are right. So February and July are not it. So it comes down to November 18th and December 5th. So both of these are very important to Disney themselves, like as a company. One of them is obviously Mickey's birthday, and the other is Walt's birthday. So Walt's
Walt's is
birthday
December.
is December 5th, and Mickey's
Okay.
is November 18th.
See, I knew the December 5th one sounded familiar too.
And I threw that one
Now
in
I know
there
why.
just in hopes to kind of throw you off.
Well, you did.
No,
Well,
you didn't.
not
We
so
got it
much.
right.
You got it right.
Yeah, but you made us question it.
Well, I made you
Okay.
question it. I don't know about Amanda. but-
Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations. You guys got that one right this week. And let's go ahead and get into a history fact.
Hey, I just want to go on record right now, though, before we move on, that we both guessed the same answer.
Finally.
Yeah, we did.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
For once. In the history of the podcast, you both chose
No.
the same answer.
No.
No, you always say that every time we choose the same answer. You're
I
like, oh,
know.
first time in history.
Well, you should do it more often then.
Normally, whenever we both choose the same answer, it's because it's the right answer.
And we know it's the right answer.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, my history fact for today, we're going to talk a little bit about the movie Frozen. And I actually think we've talked a little bit before about the fact that Frozen was not always going to be the happy-go-lucky movie that it still has some darkness to it, but it's a much happier version than what they were going to make it. Elsa was going to be a complete villain, and her and Anna were definitely not going to be sisters. So whenever they were talking about the movie and creating it, they were trying to come up with the relationship of Anna and Elsa once they did figure out that Elsa wasn't going to be a complete villain. And someone suggested that they should be sisters. So they thought this was a great idea, but they needed to learn a little bit more about the sister relationship and the ins and outs. So they had a whole sister summit, is what they called it. And so that was Disney Imagineers that were women who had sisters, and they all met up together at this summit to talk about what having a sister is like and what that relationship is like.
It's terrible.
And it's not terrible. I think it's so sweed. I love that they did that.
I'm like, I want to be a part of it.
No, I mean, it's terrible having a sister.
Go.
Oh, well.
Wow. You can leave right now.
You don't even get to speak on that because this is sister-sister relationships,
exactly.
Not sister-brother relationships.
Well, I'm just tossing my hat in the ring.
Having a brother isn't no picnic either.
I wouldn't know. I can't tell you.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, that's pretty interesting. Like, one of the things that I remember seeing a long time ago was that Frozen came from an original idea that Waltz had. And it was something that obviously was not developed to be Frozen, what we know it today. It was something about the Ice Queen, and she was supposed to be the villain of the movie, and it obviously merged into something completely different than what his vision was originally for the movie, but it kind of sprung from that original idea.
I've heard that before as well, and I know that it was supposed to be that Elsa was like this evil ice queen and was not at all like the queen that she is now, or the Elsa element that she is now.
Yeah. Well, that's very cool. I mean, Disney does that a lot. They pull in inspiration from whatever channel they can get it from.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny that they named it and everything, the Sister Summit.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Especially since they did it with Imagineers and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So it's not like they're bringing in other people to do it, like other sisters. It's just people that work there and their sisters. So that's funny.
I know.
And for it to have a name because of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Silly. All right. So let's go ahead and get into our tip for this week. And I want to talk about Harmonious. That is the new show at Epcot. And I want to know the best place to watch it. I do know that there are 2 dining packages that you can get that have special seating for the show. So one is at Spice Road Table and the other is at Rose and Crown. So the dinner is only during the fireworks. So you have your dinner while the fireworks are happening. And I heard that the viewing there isn't that great though. So I don't know, for me personally, that I'd spend the extra money to sit kind of crooked from the main screen. You know what I'm talking about? The big center circle part.
Yeah.
I think your best viewing is going to be actually in the open area that's between, or when you first walk into the World Showcase from Future World. That big area there will be a great place to watch because you will be right in front of that screen. And then the other place would be on the other side of the lake, and it has the American Pavilion there and the area where you sit and watch like the candlelight processional and stuff. So you can't really watch it there. So you'll need to move over a little bit, and there's a big opening right by Japan. So right between Japan and America there. That would be another great place to watch. Or also in Italy, there's that cutout that goes out into the water in Italy when you go up and over the bridge. And I think that would be a great place to watch it too.
One thing that I'm not hearing is caution tape. Caution tape was nowhere in that tip.
Jared.
You cannot bring your own caution tape.
Right.
And section out a spot for yourself. That is frowned
You
upon.
cannot do that.
You cannot do it.
Right.
But I do like this tip, giving people ideas of where to get the best viewing. I've heard that you kind of need to be looking at the screen like head on, like you were saying, for the best experience. I've heard really good things about Harmonious. I know there is some mixed stuff, but like the majority of the stuff that I've been hearing has been really, really good.
Yeah, I think a lot of the complaints were that very first night, the way the footage was shot, it made it not as spectacular, I think, as what it is in person. And that's the same thing I said whenever I watched it, was that I was a little underwhelmed watching it on TV, but I will reserve my opinion for whenever I actually go and see it in person to see if I actually like it.
I mean,
'Cause
that's
I think
most
you'll get
things,
a totally
though.
different experience.
It is, especially with the nighttime shows. I feel like it's a different feeling in person that you don't get watching online.
Obviously it is, but I know whenever we watch like World of Color, because I've never seen that in person, and even seeing it on the TV or the screen or whatever, I was like, ooh, that was really amazing. But I didn't get that same feeling watching Harmonious on the screen.
I have heard people, though, that say that like it gave them chills in person, and it's like,
right,
it's a good story as well, like a good message, which I always love a good message.
You have to think too, like being at the park watching a show is different in the sense of not only is the visual a little bit more stunning, but also the environment and the sound
it's more
is
electric.
going to be, the sound is going to bring you into the show a lot more whenever you're in person. So,
right. I mean, it's like going to a concert instead of just listening to a song on the radio.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a totally different feel, and I totally get that. And that's why I said I would reserve my judgment until I saw it in person.
Yeah.
But just from seeing it on TV, I was underwhelmed. But I still want to have a good view whenever I go and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one.
So we're going to go ahead and get into our segment of the week. And this week we are doing this or that. And I want to know, who is your favorite princess? Ariel or Belle?
Burial. I did it.
Burial.
That didn't come out like you thought it was.
No, it came out exactly what I thought it was going to.
Oh, that's horrible. I don't like it.
A mashup between the two.
Yeah, but what you mashed up to is not great.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
You come up with something better on the spot.
Okay.
Not that.
This is really difficult, honestly.
Not for me.
Really? You already have an answer?
I already have an answer.
Wow.
I mean,
you go first then.
I can see why you're having a difficult time with this, and I understand why other people might have a difficult time with this, but for me, hands down, Ariel.
I figured that's who you're going to choose.
Yeah.
She's in a bathing suit.
No, it has nothing to do with that. She's also 16, Amanda, so what are you trying to say?
Oh gosh.
No, it's because of I have extremely fond memories of my childhood watching Little Mermaid. So it just
but it's not the movie itself. It's
I know
the princess.
I know, and
I'm just
the princess itself is tied to the movie. So my initial reaction is Ariel. It comes down to the nostalgia of it all. Like, yeah, I like Beauty and the Beast just fine. Belle is a great princess, but doesn't compare to Ariel, in my opinion.
Okay.
Man, I keep going back and forth in my head. Like, I was thinking Belle. Just initial reaction, I was thinking Belle. I really love Belle. But then, See, I feel like I'm saying Belle, though, because I'm being influenced by Belle in the live action movie, which I loved.
But you can use whichever one. I didn't specify
That's
that it
true.
was animated. I just said the character.
Jeez.
So you can interpret that however you'd like.
I do love Ariel, too, though. I feel like... I think I'm going to say Belle because of the because of the live action movie. If we were just going off of Ariel and Belle in the original movies, I would say Ariel.
Okay. And why do you choose Belle live action? Was there something specific about her that you like?
I don't know. Honestly, it's just a feeling.
Okay.
I'm working off of a feeling. I do like Belle's character, though. I feel like sometimes people kind of say she has Stockholm syndrome and stuff like that, but I don't think so. I think that she was just able to see through someone past their faults and love them anyway. And also, she fought for her dad, and she has a lot of really great qualities that I love. Whereas Ariel gave up her voice for a man. Her whole voice, couldn't even talk.
But you have to realize she's a rebel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I love to talk, so I can't imagine.
That's fair.
She had points deducted for that, so
Yeah.
we're going with Belle.
All right. Did you have something else to input, Jared, or was that it?
Well, I mean, look, I get Emma Watson is very famous. She's a very good actress. I still think that they could have done better for the live action selection.
Oh, I loved it.
Me too.
Nothing against her. I just feel like finding a French actress could have been a better route since Belle is French, and you know how Disney likes to be pretty authentic. So I just think it would have been a better way to go than just getting Emma Watson.
I don't know. I liked her.
Me too.
Like I said, she's good. She's not a terrible actress at all. I understand why they selected her, and I know that she did a very good job with the role, but I just think they could have went a different way with it.
Being in America, she sounds fancy to us.
Okay.
So I actually choose Belle. I love that she is smart in a time when it wasn't looked at as a good thing for women to be smart. And she knows how to read when it wasn't a time for women to read. She tried to teach the children. She's just a great role model, I feel like, for little girls. She's nice and kind and smart and brave and will protect her father and her family. And I think that's a great thing to look up to.
I agree.
I'm sitting here trying to go through all the characteristics of both of them as of right now, and trying to not just go with the good qualities of them, but specifically go with bad qualities of them. And I mean, they both have their issues, right? Neither of them are perfect by any means.
What issues does Belle have? I'm just curious because I could think of some for Ariel, but I couldn't really think of any for Belle.
Well, the Stockholm syndrome thing comes up specifically. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if that's the only one. And I mean, I'm asking this question because I'm curious, is it going to change my decision on which one is better out of the two? And not just go with my personal favorite, but go with the choice that it should be.
But I feel like it's a personal choice.
I mean, it is a personal choice. I know it's a personal choice, but you know me. I try to analyze things a little too much. I'm going to stick with my answer. Whatever.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with Ariel.
Do it. You stick with her.
I will.
She just seemed a little selfish. She totally blew off her dad's event.
Yeah.
Left them without even saying anything. Just took off and became a human.
Well, you have to think about it this way. She has 6 sisters, and she probably doesn't get a whole lot of attention. Belle was the only daughter, so she got a lot of attention. She was well-rounded. So
I don't know. Ariel was the most gullible. That's a nice way to put it. Like,
yeah.
who goes to Ursula and says this is a great idea?
But she was the youngest, and she was completely like disregarded by everybody, basically.
Oh, is that what you think?
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I know.
Okay. So that gives her the right to just, be rude to everybody.
No, but whenever you think about like psychological effects of how people are brought up, then I mean, it doesn't give an excuse, but I mean, it kind of gives some kind of reasoning as to why she's the way she is.
Okay.
I think she could have just had an honest conversation with her dad about how she was feeling, and he probably would have helped her out some.
You think her dad would have listened?
Yeah, I do. I think he would have listened.
No, he would not
but
have.
Daddy, I love him.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She's something.
I don't care.
She
I'm
is.
king of the sea. You do what I tell you to. That's what he would have said. You know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if she had told him the extent of it, like, hey, I'm thinking about going to Ursula and giving up everything for this guy that I saw on a boat one time, and so I can have some legs. I think he would have helped her out.
Probably not. He would have just grounded her. No, you're grounded.
Well, I don't know, but
so if this doesn't sway your decision, Jared, nothing will.
Nope,
it's definitely
nothing will.
The bathing suit.
It's not that at all. She has a dingle hopper.
all right.
Moving on.
All right. Well, anyway, that's going to bring us into the main topic. Tonight's episode, we're talking about Animal Kingdom and what you can do in the park without actually riding the rides. We know that some people either A, they don't want to ride the rides, or B, they don't really have the chance or the ability to. So we kind of wanted to do something a little bit out of the box and talk about some stuff that you can actually spend time doing inside the park. I've found a lot of really good options. How about you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
there's a lot to do at Animal Kingdom.
Me too. Animal Kingdom's a really good park to go to if you don't enjoy the rides. I mean, as long as you like animals. If you don't enjoy rides and you don't like animals, you should probably just skip it.
Right?
I don't know. I think there's enough there for people even if they don't enjoy animals.
Yeah. Agree to disagree. But...
Okay. Well, we'll get into the things that I found. Because the ones that I found, just they don't really involve animals at all.
Okay. So go ahead. Let's hear one of these
Kick it off.
Non-animals things.
Okay. Well, for the beer lovers, there are 2 different beers that are at the park that you can't get anywhere else.
Really?
Yep.
Where do you get them there?
So one of them is, let's see, it's the Kungaloo Spiced Excursion L, and you can find that at Thirsty River Bar, and also Trek Snacks or the Nomad Lounge.
And is this brewed specifically for Animal Kingdom, or is it something from another country?
This is only available at Disney Animal Kingdom.
That's really cool. And I was actually, for one of mine, I was actually going to mention the Nomad Lounge because I haven't been. It's on my Disney bucket list. But if you're an adult, and even if you don't like to drink, they have mocktails, they have appetizers, small bites. And I've heard that it's an amazing place to just hang out, relax, have some drinks, like just have a good time. So that was one of the
Yeah.
ones I was going to mention too.
And that's attached to Tiffin's, and they serve some of the food from Tiffin's.
Yeah.
Before we move on, Jared, I want
have
you
a
to...
second one.
A second beer?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
This is specific to the one you already talked about.
Okay, well,
I want you to say the name of the beer 5 times real fast.
No.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. Let me try this. The name of the beer 5 times real fast. There we go. I said it.
Okay.
Okay, so the second beer that they
Already
have
converted.
is the Green Hawks Grog Ale, and that's at Satuli Canteen or Pongo Pongo in Pandora.
Nice. So only in Pandora.
Yes.
The name of that one doesn't sound appetizing to me.
I mean, it's just an L. I mean,
What's the name of it again? Say it again.
Green Hawks Grog Ale.
Green Hawks Grog.
Yeah. It doesn't sound great.
It's beer.
It may be. Well, I don't like beer anyway, but
Yeah.
just the name is kind of,
I think you're reading too much into it.
maybe. Sounds gross.
So yeah, so if you like beer and you want to try something, that you're not going to really get anywhere else, go there.
That's pretty cool. I do not like beer. I will not be trying. But for those people that do, good tip. One of the things I wanted to talk about was not food or drink related, but it's actually the Wilderness Explorers experience. Have y'all heard of that one before?
I've heard of it. I don't know much about it though.
So it is an up-themed, so Russell is in the Wilderness Explorers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's loosely based on Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts. And it's a scavenger hunt through Animal Kingdom.
Ooh, that would be really fun. Is it just for kids, or like if you don't have kids, can you still do it?
I don't think it has a specific age that you could do it, but I've read that it's best for ages 3 to 8. So
Okay.
I'm not saying you won't enjoy it, but it is really themed for younger kids.
Yeah, and it might be pretty simple.
We all
may.
know that you're going to enjoy it. Come on.
Yeah, and at each of the little stations, they give you like a sticker or something to complete your badge, get your badges and stuff. I just think it's really cute, and I definitely want to try it. Thankfully, I have 2 little kids that I can pretend like it's for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what?
exactly.
Legitimate question, though. If somebody comes to you and is like, oh, hey, do you want to go on a scavenger hunt? Are you ever going to say no?
No.
It depends. Like, are we just talking about at Disney? Because in my regular life, yes.
Well, I guess there could be a creep factor to that. If you're just
Yes.
like randomly on the
Correct.
street, like, oh, you just take a day trip to go to, I don't know, Dallas or something. And it's like, somebody finds you and is like, hey, go on a scavenger hunt.
Yeah,
No,
that's
thank
my
you.
point.
Okay. But no, if we're going to Disney, I think scavenger hunts, no matter if they were like, oh, no, this is for like 3-year-olds. No, I'm still going to go on the scavenger hunt. Give me the
Yeah.
info.
See, usually whenever we go on our trips, we are always doing the rides. And I really want to do something different this next time. So I think we
Yeah.
have to try this.
Yeah, I think you should. I think your kids will really enjoy it.
I think so too. The little one, maybe not, but the older
He'll
one.
enjoy getting stickers.
That is true, but I can imagine him just wanting to run.
Yeah.
That's all he
Yes.
likes to do is just run. Just go. So we'll see.
Okay, well, my first one that I want to talk about is one that's a little more common than your two, but still a solid choice. Like, I would definitely recommend it. And that's a celebration of Festival of the Lion King. And that's a stage show. And it's really, really incredible. It's kind of like a sort of stage show. Like, there's acrobats, there's singing, there's lights, there's really everything. And the stage is really unique. It's like in the center of the room, and all of the seating is like in a circle around it. And it's really cool. It gives you all the Disney feelings while you're in there watching it.
Yeah.
Now, I know this has changed because of safety protocols and things. Do you know how it's changed? I heard that they don't have the monkeys anymore, which is kind of disappointing because I really liked the monkeys in the show.
Yeah, I don't know because I haven't been since all of this like happened, so I don't know how it changed, and I haven't done any research on that, but I'm not sure. I know it's still indoor at the same place that it has been though, so
It is. I think they rearranged the seating also, but I don't know what it's like.
yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm sure it's still great though.
Yeah. I haven't really heard much about it, like since it reopened, which is kind
Oh,
of
really?
unusual.
Yeah, I
feel
haven't either. I know people were excited whenever it was announced that it was reopening,
Oh, yeah.
but I haven't heard much about it since. But it's a
Right.
really good show, and it also gets you in the air conditioning sitting down.
Yes,
So
it does.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
I'm really glad that you brought up the Festival of the Lion King because I was going to bring it up because I think shows at Animal Kingdom are great. Because, I mean,
Right.
you have like the flights of the birds to the Tree of Life. That's a really good one to watch. But one that I really wanted to talk about is the Kite Tail show.
yeah,
And
it's
this-
brand new.
Yeah, it's
It is.
the newer one, and it looks really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they're just out on the river on jet skis, and they're flying big animal kites.
Yeah. And these were the kites that were used in Epcot Forever, the nighttime show, for that very short period before
Okay.
the parks closed, and it was just a couple months, maybe not even that long.
All right.
And so
That's
they
interesting.
repurposed them. Yeah.
So there are two different shows that you can see. One is The Lion King, and the other is Jungle Book.
Oh, I didn't realize there were two different ones. Interesting. That's very cool.
I've watched videos of parts of the shows, like little snippets, and it does look really cool. The kites look more like really big balloons that are made out of kite material.
They do.
Yeah, they
Um,
remind me of like a Macy's Day Parade
Yeah.
balloon, except smaller.
Exactly. Yeah, they are smaller, but still pretty large.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping by the time we go, they've worked out a little bit of the kinks of the show and it runs a little smoother.
Yeah. I still think it's worth watching, though. You are going
I
to
do
be
too.
sitting outside. That's the only thing with this one. But if
Well,
the
I'm going in
weather's nice
December.
and stuff, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So it should, hopefully, fingers crossed, be nice enough for us to enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
One other show that we can talk about is It's Tough to Be a Bug. Bug's Life.
Yeah.
I love this one. This is
Me
one of my favorites.
I love it. But my kids do not.
Yeah, it can be scary. I
It's
even
very
get
hit and miss
scared.
for some kids, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just funny. Like, now that I'm an adult, it's funny to like sit back and hear the chaos that breaks loose in that place. Like,
Yes. Like you
It
know
gets
exactly when it's
insane.
coming. That's what's so great about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it gets crazy in there. And you see moms like pick up their kids and they're like running to the exit. Like,
Oh, that was me
Yeah.
when we took my now 5-year-old the one
Yeah.
time she went. Yeah, she was bawling. We had to stand
Yeah.
at the exit.
yeah,
You
it
know-
can
It's
be
not good.
frightening.
It kind of reminds me of the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, too.
But worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my very oldest. This is probably where their phobia of bugs comes from.
Yeah, maybe.
I still think it's a good show. You just have to go in knowing that if you do have little kids, they're going to be scared. Maybe try to explain to them before that, like, there's
It's
going to be
not
loud
real.
noises, none of
Yeah.
it's real, and all of that. Because
That doesn't
try to
matter.
prepare them. It's probably still, like I said, I still get scared.
You know,
So-
one of the things I think is whenever the bugs are crawling up underneath you, So maybe if you have smaller kids, put them in your lap.
You could
Yeah.
do that.
Because I think
That would
that's
probably be
really
wise.
one of the biggest ones that
Yeah.
really starts to get them going.
That one and the fly swatter is where
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that too.
yeah.
5-year-old got scared. Was
Yeah.
the fly swatter. So yeah. Something I wanted to talk about was in Rafiki's Planet Watch, where you can watch the vets and the other zookeepers take care of the animals. Sometimes they do surgeries back there, or they might just be cleaning teeth or whatever. But I think that's really cool to see a real life event going on, taking care of the animals.
Yeah. This was one of the ones that made my list too, and I think the actual place where you go to like watch this is called Conservation Station.
Oh, you're right. That's what it's called.
Yeah, so if you're like looking at the park and you're like looking for it, it's Conservation Station, and you take a train to get there, which that in and of itself, I mean, I guess a train is kind of a ride, but not really.
I mean, not yeah.
It's like a nice little train ride out to Rafiki's Planet Watch. And yeah, this is one of my favorite things to do. Like I could stand there for hours and just watch the vets take care of the animals.
Yeah.
And sometimes they really are doing like pretty elaborate procedures that you get to watch through the glass.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Something else they do in that building is it's new now, but they have like a drawing class over there too.
Interesting.
You're taking all of my all of my things. I was going to talk about that next.
You're welcome. I like drawing.
I'm
when I'm at
terrible at
Disney.
drawing.
Oh, I'm terrible at drawing. But whenever I'm at Disney and they actually walk you through what to do, I'm actually decent. I can do it whenever they're telling me what to do. So I like doing that, and I want to try it again.
Yeah, this one, I haven't done this one specifically, but it sounds really cool. And I know I've seen other people do it, and they typically do like Lion King characters and stuff like that. And they do simplify it. It's like, draw a circle first. Now draw 2 small circles. Like,
Yeah.
and they're doing it with you. So it should turn out decent. Something else that Animal Kingdom has a ton of are actual animals you can go and see. So they're kind of scattered throughout the park, but there are several trails that you can go on. And as you're walking, you come to the different animal exhibits and bird exhibits and all of that. Like I know that there's the Discovery Island trails. There's Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. That one's my favorite because I love watching the gorillas. They're such interesting animals, and honestly, I could stand there all day. And then there's also...
I don't think I've ever done the Gorilla Falls
Really?
one.
You should.
I definitely need to try that one next
Those
time.
gorillas are awesome. They're the coolest animals. And then there's also the Maharaja. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Did I say it right?
Yep.
I nailed it. Great. Maharaja Jungle Trek. So a lot of like walking trails, which I know you're in the park all day, you're walking a lot, but I really think that they're worth it. And just getting to see the animals is a really cool experience.
Yeah. They even have some animals that are more out in the open. Like there's that whole monkey area that's kind of in between, or I guess it's in Asia, right in front of, what's the water ride that just went blank?
Cali River Rapids.
Cali River Rapids.
Yeah.
It's right in front of Cali River Rapids. And there's a whole bunch of monkeys there. And you can watch them playing around and stuff for hours if you wanted to.
Yeah, you can just happen upon things throughout the park. That's what I love about Animal Kingdom. There's like always something around every corner.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people have mentioned that Animal Kingdom is just a zoo, but I don't see it like that at all. I think the animals just enhance the rest of the park.
Well, yeah, and I don't know like what zoo you're going to go to that has the theming that Disney has. Like it's above and beyond, and the animals are so well cared for. Like if you watch the behind the scenes shows about Animal Kingdom on Disney Plus, like you know those animals are well taken care of. It's definitely not a zoo.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that Joe Rohde would have designed a zoo.
No.
I mean, if you know anything about Joe Rohde, you know he's all about conservation efforts.
Yes.
And I don't think he would have designed a zoo. I think he would have been the first one to say, "Hey, I'm not doing this, and Disney should not do this."
Yeah, it's so much more than that. I don't see how you could go to Animal Kingdom and still say that.
I mean, maybe that's the thing. Maybe the people just haven't been there that are saying it.
That's what I would think.
One of the things that I can appreciate about Animal Kingdom, obviously, it's Disney, so the design of the whole park itself is going to be amazing. But I specifically wanted to talk about going and seeing the sights in Pandora itself, because that area is amazingly beautiful.
It is. And I think it's really beautiful at night. And really, to get the full scope of that area, I think you need to visit it twice, once during the day and once at night.
Oh, you could visit it so many more times and catch small little details every time you go.
I'm sure. But if you're only going once to Animal Kingdom.
What about that one plant that's out at the front whenever you're first entering into the Pandora area that is interactive?
Like that mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like rub it and then you rub the side of it and then it sprays into the air.
Yeah.
So basically what that
weird.
is supposed to be doing is it's supposed to be connecting you to Pandora.
Yeah.
It goes along with the theme in the movie Avatar, where the Na'vi are so connected with the land, and it's taking them and connecting them with the park itself. So it's something that's really cool, and I think probably doesn't necessarily come off the right way if you don't necessarily know what's going on with it. But
yeah.
Because I know the first time that I went, I just thought it was, it's just this little cool thing. But, while doing some research for this episode and stuff like that, it's a little bit more clear as to what the idea behind that area was for.
Yeah, that's interesting because I did not know that. And it's not something that, I can see what they were trying to do, but without knowing that, it's not something like you're, it's connecting us,
Right.
You have to know.
There's no real exposition to give you that information.
Right.
It's just like, I'm here, I touch this thing, and then this thing happens. I think there's something that could be implemented just to kind of give you some of that exposition to really know what's going on, and maybe that area would be a little bit more
appreciated.
Yeah, appreciated and a little bit more popular. But
yeah,
it's a good area to take like some photo ops for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're listening to this episode and now go and connect with Pandora before you go into the park.
Yeah.
Another thing at Pandora though, so this is kind of ride specific, so I didn't necessarily want to touch on it too much. But whenever you're exiting the Flight of Passage, if you look on the wall, there are 3 handprints that have initials underneath them. One of them is Joe Rohde's, and the other 2 are other creators and Imagineers that worked on the project.
Oh, that's cool. Really cool.
Is that inside the building, or can you see it from that outside portion when you exit?
I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I'm pretty sure it's inside.
Okay. Yeah, don't go through the exit to try to find it.
No. But
that's really cool.
If you rode the ride, then, check it out.
Yeah. Something I'm super excited that is coming back is the Tam Tam drummers of Harambe. They should be returning on November 7th. So that's just right around the corner.
That's good.
These are drummers and dancers. They're in the Africa section of Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. Specifically, like street performers, definitely check those out because those are all amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really good, especially at Animal Kingdom.
Yes, and I know when it was announced that they were leaving, because this was before the closure and everything, they were announced that they weren't going to be there. So I don't think anybody really anticipated them coming back, but I am really glad that they are bringing them back.
Yeah, you always see people out there, like, while they're out there playing, you see, like, kids, parents, just random adults out there dancing, and it's really fun.
Right. It makes the park more lively, and
Yeah.
I think that's something that's definitely needed right now.
Definitely.
What about snacks? Snacks are always a big part of Disney, so you don't have to ride rides for
Yeah.
snacks. So give me all the snacks. Some that I really wanted to talk about are the Simba shaped soft pretzel, and that has cheese dip. There are Lion King ice cream sandwiches at Tamu Tamu, and so this one I want to mention, but I saw that it was like limited, but then I saw somebody this year had one just a couple months ago, so I don't know what the time frame is. I couldn't find the time frame, but it's the Simba Sunset, and that's Dole Whip with watermelon and coconut syrup.
They are out all the time because whenever we went in August, they had it. And I was like, oh, I should have gotten one of those.
Oh, that
It sounds
so
delicious.
good.
It does. But I had just had a Night Blossom, which is the one I would get.
Yes.
And those are delicious.
That's one of my favorite snacks, like hands down in all of Disney World. And it's not really a snack, it's a drink, but same thing. And it's in Pandora.
Delicious.
It's amazing.
Yes. My 2-year-old, when we went, would not let us have any of our drinks because he drank it all. And so I took our daughter to ride Flight of Passage, and he got a Night Blossom, my husband, and my 2-year-old drank all of his. Whenever my husband went on Flight of Passage with my daughter for child swap, I got a Night Blossom and my son drank all of mine. So I think he ended up drinking 2 Night Blossoms that day.
He saw it and he was like, oh no, this is good. I know it is because I just had one.
Exactly. And he's like, ooh, yes. And I didn't know he had already had one. So he played me.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they're delicious.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know why I didn't talk about snacks because I could talk about snacks all day.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
Me too.
Well, I was thinking more like entertainment things, I guess. But
I mean, eating is entertainment.
That's true. But I would just if I had a full day at the park where I wasn't getting on any rides, I would definitely just walk around, kind of listen to the performers and eat. I would graze like a cow.
I mean, that sounds like a perfect day, in all honesty. Like watching the street performers while you snack is probably one of the best options that you can pick.
I agree.
Something else I really like, and I know it's not necessarily a snack per se, but the macaroni and cheese pulled pork with the onion rings. Oh my gosh, that is delicious.
Yes.
That is at Flame Tree Barbecue. Yum. And pre-shutdown, they had fries that had pulled pork and cheese and stuff on them, and those were really good too, but they haven't brought them back yet. So those fell under the snack category.
Flame Tree Barbecue is just really good in general. I'm a big fan of it.
Yum, for sure.
I guess kind of touching on food. It's not snacks, but it's food related, and that's the Tusker House character meal. So that's something that you can do for sure.
Yeah. And it's pretty, I've gone for breakfast and I thought it was good. I mean, it's more regular breakfast type food, Disney breakfast type food.
Yeah.
So there's not really anything that makes it specific or special for Animal Kingdom.
Not food wise, but
not for breakfast, but for the rest of the meals, they are. So lunch and dinner are more unique dining experience for lunch and dinner. And breakfast is just more normal breakfast food. But that's okay. But they do have characters.
And the characters are dressed up in safari outfits, and that's what makes it
They
great, in my
are.
opinion. And the characters that are there are Mickey, Daisy, Donald, and Goofy.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're Safari Mickey and Safari Daisy and Safari Donald and Goofy. So it just makes it a little bit more fun.
It is fun. And since we're speaking about characters, we can also talk about the flotillas that float through the park. So I think those are fun ways to see characters, and you're still distanced, I guess,
Yeah.
So it's still safe for the cast members. And I think that's fun. And they usually have music playing, so it just kind of livens up the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's better than one of those like random encounters where you're 50 yards away from them and they're
Right.
pretending like they're throwing balls to you.
Or they're
'Cause
pretending they're catching butterflies, or
that too, yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little. I mean, it's not that much different, but it seems a little
But
bit
it is.
more. Yeah,
Yeah. It's too bad they don't bring them out like a couple of them in a row, and it could be like a parade on the water. I mean, that would be really cool.
I mean, yeah, they could do that.
I think it would be. They don't. They spread them out. So you'll just randomly hear some music start playing and you run over to see who it's going to be. But
And
I think they
surprise,
could
it's
do it.
Bob Chapek.
Oh,
Your
my
favorite.
goodness.
I would run the other way. Anyway, I do think it'd be cool if they would do a water parade. I think that would be a lot of fun. So
What if-
Disney, here's your next idea.
What if it was Josh D'Amaro though? What if Josh D'Amaro was just randomly on a boat?
That's probably not a great idea because people would probably throw themselves over the side to get on the boat with them.
Probably so. People love Josh D'Amaro.
I know they do.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited about the future of what is in store for Josh D'Amaro. Hopefully, cross fingers. But
Me too.
we'll come to that when the time comes. One of the things I kind of wanted to talk about, and this isn't necessarily for people without kids who are trying to do something that isn't ride related, but one of the things that you can do if you have like smaller kids and you don't want them to go on rides, or maybe they just can't go on rides and you don't want to ride swap, you can go to the Boneyard and you can do the little digging for the fossils, and they have slides and the playground stuff, and they can have fun there.
Yeah.
And then you can like sit down and relax a little bit.
Right. I do think that's a fun area for the children. Just be prepared. I mean, there's lots of dirt and they can dig. So be prepared for them to be very messy whenever you leave there.
Yes.
So that may be a good thing for at the end of the day or right before you're going on Cali River Rapids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they will probably end up with dirt in their shoes and all over them. So just be prepared.
Yeah, most definitely. They will be dirty by the time you leave there.
Yeah. Something else you can do right around in that same area, and this is not open all the time, but they have that game area that's in the dinosaur area.
Yeah.
So,
like carnival games.
yeah, I think those carnival games would be a lot of fun if you're trying to do something that's not ride related, or if you're waiting for someone to go on dinosaur or something and you have littler kids that can't go on it or are scared to go on it, then that's a good way to waste some time and play some games and get some stuffed animals.
Yeah. I mean, kids love carnival games.
Yeah. The only bad thing is that it's not open all the time. It's more of a, if the park is crowded, then it'll be open to try to spread some people over there. But a lot of the times it's not open.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time that I've seen it opened. That's what's crazy about it.
It was actually open when we went in February.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprisingly, it was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's going to come down to the last one. And I specifically picked this for the last one. And I want to talk about Cali River Rapids. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is a ride.
That is a ride.
And we're not talking about rides.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that. but I wanted to specifically talk about the best part of Cali River Rapids, and that's
Where
spraying
you spray
people.
everybody else?
Yes. I love spraying. I could spend the whole day there spraying people.
Oh, of course you could.
I love
That's
it.
messed up.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
right up Jared's alley.
That is literally one of the best things to do in the park. I love it so much.
You know, that's funny because I've never done it, but I always get sprayed by those people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's
Probably
the thing.
Jared.
Like, whenever you
Probably.
go and you get sprayed, you're like, okay, I've got to get somebody. And then you go do it. And then it's like, oh no, I see why people do this all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's so much fun.
I love how excited you are about
I
that.
know.
That's great.
Hey, it's cheap entertainment in Disney, and you don't get that all the time.
There's stuff that's free. Go
Yeah,
You're-
that's free, and that's the
drummers.
best. That's literally the best thing you can do for free.
I thought you paid for those.
No.
Oh, interesting. See, I never did it because I thought you had to pay for it, and I'm not paying for that.
Nope.
Okay,
Wow.
I might have to try it now. Be prepared, people.
See, now I've got you thinking.
Oh.
I know. No wonder we get drenched on that ride.
Yeah, it's because people literally will stand there all day long. All right, well, that's going to do it for Animal Kingdom. I do want to say that we are planning on doing more episodes like this and do actually different parks and do something very similar. So those aren't going to be coming up directly after this episode. We're going to spread them out, but we do want to do them, and we're going to be doing Walt Disney World and Disneyland specifically. I mean, maybe we can do some of the other parks if we can get some research and some input from other people who have been to the parks. I mean, I know that you've been to other parks.
Yeah.
So maybe you might have a little bit more insight to the ones that you've been to, but I know that I haven't been to any of them except for Disney World. So
You definitely need to rectify that.
I do. I really do. I really want to go to Disneyland, but being that the times are what they are, and it's just a little bit more difficult right now. So
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to bring us into mousekeeping, and we want to promote our YouTube. You can find that at bit.ly/T3M YouTube, and that is all lowercase. That, again, is bit.ly/T3M YouTube. You can find us on social media. That is TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of the things. You can find us at T3M Podcast. That's T3M Podcast. If you love the show, let us know. Leaving us a 5-star written review is the best way to let us know how we're doing and if we're covering the topics that you want us to cover.
I'd love to plan your next magical getaway. Whether you're looking for a Disney vacation, Universal vacation, all-inclusive resort, international destination, or a cruise, I'm here to help. Contact me when you're ready for your free, no obligation quote. And don't forget that my services are complimentary. You can find me on Facebook at Amanda.hollis, Capture the Magic Vacations, or you can send me an email at amanda.hollis at capturethemagicvacations.com.
Join us for our next episode releasing Thursday, the 18th of November. Be sure you're subscribed to the show so that you're updated when a new episode comes out every other Thursday.
Okay, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for listening. You can be a part of the magic by following us at T3M Podcast on all social media platforms. That's T3M Podcast. Leave us a 5-star written review and we'll read it on an upcoming episode. If you have an announcement that you would like to have on the show or just want to reach out to us, you can send us an email at T3Mpodcast@gmail.com.
Have a zippity-doo-dah day.
See you real soon.